Pembina Pipeline. We got to do a couple of these today, unfortunately. This is a case of we got to move on. And I can tell you more. Of course, that's what the video's about. It disheartens me, though. It disheartens me, let's just say. I wanted to really like Pembina. I avoided it for a long time. I finally got back into it maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And oil prices were getting better, things were looking good, and our data on the company specifically looked good, and they got absolutely murdered the last couple of days. So context here, it's important that it's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020, right after the fallout of coronavirus, and we're still in the midst of it, so it could get worse. And then the next thing that happened was Saudi Arabia decided to flood the market with oil, said they are not cutting production. In fact, they're going to raise production. And Russia said, well, so are we. They're trying to effectively put people out of the market if they can. So weaker players that can't survive lower prices are going to be out. And that's just producers. Now, Pembina is a pipeline, and normally it gets paid for just shipping the oil through the pipeline. It doesn't really matter what the price is, but the reality is the volumes are going to go down. So Pembina is getting killed. It's down 40% this month, and it's pretty brutal. Right? That's pretty brutal hit, and you might say, "Oh, what an opportunity!" And unfortunately, I'm going to say I don't think it is, not yet at least. We might have to get out of this for a long time. Let's jump in. I've already did from my previous video, maybe watch that one on Canadian Natural, about the oil prices. So the world price of oil is now like 36. That's the Brent sweet crude. But Western Canadian or Western Select, Canadian Select is like 20. It's way lower. We got transportation issues. The oil itself is dirtier. We're landlocked. We're in the middle of nowhere, and we're getting blocked to even build more pipelines from indigenous groups and environmental groups. So it's just a really tough time for Canadian oil, and including Pembina. Okay, let's go to the Pembina screen and model. And actually, you look at it, and it looks pretty decent right off the top. You have this period back here, and remember, this is a utility. They don't have high returns, but chugged along nicely for 2001 to 2018, 2009 at 7-8% return on invested capital. Awesome. Then it looks like they made an acquisition in 2012, and the stock took off, but returns were kind of lagging, but I think they were given some credit with the acquisition. And then it really just didn't last. So it peaked out here in 2014, and returns just did not materialize, and they went down to actually 3%, and that was the bottom. But then they improved, and this is where we started. We didn't get in it 3 years ago. I wasn't that in tune with it, but like I said, about a year and a half ago. So I've done actually pretty good on it up until the last 2 days. And we saw the improving return on capital. The valuation was starting to look better too, because it always looked rich. Even back here when it was doing great, I was like, well, it just looked too rich. Kind of avoided it for a long time. And now, so here's the default. This is interesting. The default shows 64. It's trading at 32. Oh, what an opportunity, right? But no, because this is going to go right back to 3% return, very plausibly. So let's just use plowback too. They're not going to be growing this business. Just going down to plowback and earning 6 and 5% return gets you 44. So we're already pretty close. If we just say it's going to earn this 3, let's use 3. I'll use 3. We're going to get a bit more of a haircut here on the valuation. Yeah, in fact, fair value. And by the way the model works, it says 3 here, but then it still gives it credit going forward up to 4. If it stays at 3 for 5 years, which is very plausible, it's done that in the past, and I think the conditions are worse this time around. The industry conditions are worse. So if it stays at 3, we're looking at 28, and if it just kind of continues on, so I can pay, say that continues on for a little bit longer. It just, well, okay, it didn't make much of an effect there because there's nowhere to really go. Let's say in the long run they earn 4 instead of the 6, and there we go, down to 20. I mean, that's a realistic scenario. So is there potentially an opportunity to bounce? Yes, I think so. And now when I say we're going to move on, I certainly do not think that means, this afternoon I'm going to go sell it at the worst possible price. It's been, down 40% in 2 days. But I'm looking for an exit. I really want to get out. I don't want to be in this. And I understand, bottom fishing. Some people love it. My success rate on bottom fishing has been absolutely brutal. And I'd just rather find another idea because I've got lots of ideas now, especially with this market pullback. So it's not like I'm excited about other stuff. This one I'm kind of hoping. So instead of hope versus something I have high conviction on, I'm gonna go with the one with the high conviction, and it just makes sense, right? Like opportunity costs. I think a lot of guys that I know well and respect well, I think, and it's just a cognitive thing, and I'm susceptible to it. Everybody is they forget about opportunity costs because you just see, I don't want to take that big hit on Pembina. Right, and you want to make up for that and just not have that blemish on your record. But you can take this capital and you can put it, into a Microsoft or to an Apple or something. A million opportunities. I mean, just go on our website and look at those. There's just so many versus a really bad industry right now, and just hoping that it found a bottom. Not a good strategy. So. I hate to say it, we've got to find an exit for Pembina. I hope it comes sooner rather than later. Any bounce, 5, 8, 10% would be awesome, and I'd be gone. And, essentially, I'm already out. Thanks for watching our investment video. If you want to improve your portfolio returns, simply subscribe. Or if you're an investment advisor or retail investor and you want help with your portfolio more directly, we can help you with a managed account and manage each and every trade for you.